We are constructing cylinders in Geogebra 3D, and we are measuring the volume. So let's go to Geogebra 3D. I'm just going to search that up because you might get the graphing calculator. So we want Geogebra, the 3D calculator. You might need to go to Geogebra in order to get to that 3D calculator, but you'll be able to figure it out. For our purposes, we are going to hide the axes. So we're just going to take this show axes and click that off. Here is the tools portion of Geogebra. We're going to take a point and we're going to put it on this plane. And you'll notice that we can move this point, and if you click it, you can move it along the plane. If you click it the other way, you can move it up and down. Good enough. What we want is a nice line that is perpendicular to that plane. So we go to perpendicular line, and we see construction help down here in the left. Select point and perpendicular line or plane. So we are going to select point A, and we are going to select the plane that is there, and we get a perpendicular line. This is going to help us make a nice cylinder. Let's put a point on that line. Now, you won't know why exactly now, but we're going to make a thing called a slider over here, and we're going to call it R for our radius, and it will come in handy here in a second. So I type in an R, and all I have to do is hit return. Now I have something I can make the radius of my cylinder with. I'm going back here to the construction portion of Geogebra, and I am going to click cylinder. Select 2 points, then enter the radius. So I'm going to select point A, and I'm going to select point B, and I'm going to enter the radius, and I'm going to put R, which is just my slider. There we go. There is my cylinder, and that goes from A to B, which is my height, and my radius is over here, which is my slider. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to measure the distance from A to B. So I look down here. Eventually, I get to measure distance or length. And I select A, and I select B, and this is the height of my cylinder. Next, I'm going to measure the volume of my cylinder. So I click in the measure menu, volume, and I click here on the cylinder, and it tells me the volume of the cylinder. If I want to pretty that up, I can actually go over here and I can rename it, but that is optional. So I'm going to rename it cylinder. There we are. Hit enter. And when I look back here, I have a beautiful cylinder. I know the height, and I can find the slider here and change the radius.